Hello and welcome, each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCTcentre, and also a true speaker, healer, energy worker, guide, mentor, co-creator, and galactic ambassador from Pleiades. And with me today is Morganne Rayne, spiritual consultant, gratefully providing access to higher dimensions of being. Morganne has been called healer of healers as a way to describe her unique spiritual tools she shares. Morganne is here to serve those who seek great understanding of their sacred spiritual self and have the deep desire to integrate that consciousness in their 3D world. So today we at the moment missing Morganne Rayne, but
No, I'm here.
Sorry, we missing Jeanne today, Jeanne Reina. So, but hopefully she will join us at some point.
Yeah.
So, please remember, if you or your family or friends interested in personal therapy and healing, you can reach out to me, Morganne, or Jeanne for private sessions. All contact details are in the description below the video. If you like what I do, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube and Rumble channels. Okay, there we go, and there is Jeanne as well joining.
Yay!
I was here. I'm here.
Okay, great. We all three of us together. As usual, Morganne doesn't have no idea what she's talking about. I get my download literally 10 minutes ago, so I can start with my download and let's see where it will lead us. Okay?
Okay, I'm back. All right.
So, my download, yeah?
Okay, read it slow, okay, so I can notate. Not that slow.
Call back. It's enough slow.
Oh, you're being a brat this morning.
It's evening for somebody morning. Okay. I call back all of my energy from anyone who hurt me. I call back my power from relationships that never found resolution. I call back my strength from people I feared and people I tried to impress. I call back my truth from every moment I betrayed myself to be chosen. I release the version of me that lived small, silent, or unsure. I forgive what I can, and I free what I cannot. My energy returns all. My path returns clear. I step forwards into my timeline that was always mine. I claim it, and so it is.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
So this one,
what a declaration.
Right.
That is like a declaration sealed in the cosmos. I love it.
That actually is like that, and they've been telling me that you have to repeat 3 times. So I will put in description. So for everyone, it's very small. So for everyone who wants, please, this will be in description as well. So please repeat 3 times and it will work. It is a real declaration because at the moment it's the last time when we have to drop everything what is not ours to carry. Because at the moment everything is changes and we're moving forward very fast and we really need help create this momentum. We have to be not somewhere behind, not ready for doing anything or not sure about ourselves, but we need to be fully present because we have enough white codes downloaded. Yeah. So are able to actually help create this momentum, create this last push forwards.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, and how I love in your declaration, and I love just that word to make a declaration, right? It's like you've come to this idea, this awareness, and you're speaking it out into the universe. It's like sealing. The voice frequency is the most powerful thing we have. So it's like, even in the scriptures, you know, and God said, let there be, right? That's a declaration. And Daga said, let there be, right? It's like it's declaring to not only the world, but to the cosmos, to the divine. This is my understanding. This is who I am. And one of the things I totally love about is you began with, I call back my energy. I call back, because even if we have the great, you know, epiphany and understanding, if we don't call back our tethers that we've got tethered to other things and people, we don't call back that energy, we're still operating in a deficit of our energy. We have given it, we have extended it, we have attached it to something else. So when we call it back from things seen and unseen, from known and unknown, we call, and that's another declaration. I call back my energy now. I call it back. And we get so wrapped up in our attachments. I think we talked about this last week, about our attachments to whatever, right? Some of it we don't even know we're attached to, but we can feel it, we can experience. What do you think about that, Jeannie?
I absolutely agree. You know, I think our attachment, we're attached to things, you know, that, like you said, that we don't even know we're attached to. You know, it's our unconscious stuff. You know, I think it's and those unconscious stuff is from childhood, and you know, our beliefs and our culture, that we were raised in our culture. And yeah, I think it's really interesting to call it back and really become who we are today. Like who we are today, we all have the opportunity to become. We don't have to live by our stories. We have the, you know, ability to live for today and going forward, making choices about how do we want to live.
Yeah. And not let life live us. We live life, right?
Right, exactly.
Full awake, fully conscious, right? But it takes bringing back our energy to do that, right? And,
Right.
and to resist the temptation to attach our energy to idealisms, to anything outside of ourselves, because once we start doing that, then we're on that wavelength. But if we can bring the energy that we have, oh my God, we are dynamos. I mean, oh my God. Okay, so I'm going to just take a breath here, because I'm going to get, I feel it coming on, right? We don't understand who we are yet. We have not, because we are attached to so many things outside of, oh, I need to do that, I should do that. We still do that, right? Oh, I have to believe that, but it's to stand firm in what you know internally about you, what you know about self, to stand in that and not let that energy be pulled, swayed in order to be accepted, loved, and appreciated by the world. Stop seeking that. That will never give you what you want or what you need. When you begin to turn in, why not get attached to the Holy Spirit? Why not get attached to love? Why not get attached to peace? Like, we put our energy and our attachments on things that will not bring us those things. But when we begin to do exactly what that declaration that Daga spoke out. When we call back our beautiful frequency, when we call back our energy, when we call back our anger, when we call back our frustration, all of that's our energy. Bring it home. Bring it home. Just practice feel what it feels like to be filled up with your own energy. Even the energy you didn't like that you put out there, bring it home. And then you can choose what you want to do with that energy. And that's where that forgiveness, and when we wake up to, oh, I mean, Jeannie and I've had so many conversations about attachments to things that we should not be attached to, right? And we do it out of, oh, I need, it could be compassionate family. I don't know. It could be anything. But the truth is, when we attach to what we think others should be, do, what we should be or do, we've lost the point totally about it all. It's bringing it all back home, filling yourself up. That is not even a selfish thing to do. It's a requirement that we bring back our energy. We bring back the fullness of our breath, our energy, our peace. We bring that back home. It was really interesting the other day. I was in meditation, and I got a spam call during that, and just like, so I came out of it, and I looked down at my phone, and it on the front face it said it was the 17th, so 11:17, and the time was 11:17, and I just went, oh, it's like I came out of the contemplative and moved into, I'm being given a message here, right? So I took it, and so I took the time, the date, the time, and all of that, and it all added up to 52, which added up to 7. So I'm going, what are all these sevens? What's these ones and these sevens? So this 7 was becoming just like really clear to me. And so I went back into meditation. I go, okay, I see the cue. What is it that I am to contemplate here? And boy, did it come. It was like, this is God's promise fulfilled, like really loud. It was like, okay, so can I accept that? Can I accept God's promise fulfilled? So what is God? First of all, you got to ask yourself, what's God's promise? Right? What is God's promise to us? And when we begin to bring our energy and our awareness to that, then we can move deeper into that and allow that promise to be fulfilled. We were meant to be full expressions of life and creation and peace and joy. We were meant for that. Those are God's promises fulfilled, that we have lives that are filled with love and joy and peace and goodness. But that's not always our experience. So when we begin to let go, that's again that calling back our own energy, right? Then we can get more filled, and then signs like that will show up for you. It's like, why was I called to do that? The call to do that whole process, right? It was like God had a message for me that I couldn't get any other way. So the way I got it was through an interruption and an awareness of, I'm on the path. I'm in the flow, right? So, boy, I don't know if any of that gibberish is falling on understanding and understanding of people, but so you know what my God's promises are to me? What? And then you can begin to ask, what are your promises to me for yourself? God's promises to me is that I live in the fullness of God's currency.
Mm.
What does that mean? I live in the fullness of God's currency, not human currency, God's currency. So what is the word currency? Any
Flow.
idea?
Flow.
Flow.
I don't know. I don't know.
In the 3D world, it's money. So we got God's flow and we got God's money. Currency is a powerful, think about a river. A river just keeps on flowing. It's a current, right? It's a current. But then there's big old boulders in it. Or maybe, outcropping little islands with trees on it, right? So what happens to the flow then?
It goes around.
Exactly. It just finds another pathway. But if we get attached that the current has to flowing straight, that there's not going to be these outcroppings of rocks or trees or whatever, that the flow, the current, God knows how to move around all obstacles, can even actually move through obstacles. So when we're looking at that word currency, we get into what Jeannie absolutely nailed was it's a flow. We get into the flow of God's promises. Now, you can get into a river of angst. You can get into a river of agitation. You can get into those flows too. And that's where you give your energy to it. But if you want to not have so much angst and upset in your life, then get into God's flow, God's river, God's currency. So, one of God's promises to me is that I live in God's currency. The other promise that I was given is that I will have access to God's blessings. I have access to God's blessings. But you know what? We all do.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
It's not unique to me. But when I say it, oh, I have access to God's blessings, feels good.
Yeah.
Think about that. I have access to God's blessings. So it gets me excited. Okay. I love this one. I have full control of my awareness. I
That's
have
beautiful.
full control of my awareness. Because if I am unconscious, I'm not aware. I'm asleep, and then that's when you get into the others outside yourself experiences of pleasing and trying to be accepted and appreciated by other humans. I'd go for pleasing and being accepted by the divine, which is a given, but that's me. And then the other one that I was given is I live, and this is all about flow. I live in fullness and flow. I live in fullness and in flow. So those were the promises that I was given when I went back into meditation to begin to put my energy and my thoughts and my imagery to that, not into the things that are happening out in the world, but into being in God's flow, God's energy, God's awareness. I'll go back to a long time ago when Daya and I first met. We met because of humanitarian projects, ideas that would benefit and bless our world and humanity. When you come to life in that kind of way, when you approach your life through that beautiful service to others, right? But what consciousness are you given from that service to others? When we bring all of our awareness back to self, all that awareness back to the divine within us, and then we move out with that, then we're in the flow. Then everything will be funded. Then everything will be. But if we have any attached to, oh, it's got to be this way. It's got to be, or doubt enters in, then you've now moved it back into the 3D realm. But when we are in that purity of those gifts that we want to give that come through us, we're living in a beautiful flow. We become the extension of God in our world. I like that. Okay.
Something else what I doing now. This one download came to me just 10 minutes before show, but what I'm doing on regular basis now is I'm telling, remember when you doing meditations, especially it was on Course in Miracles, you usually saying, I letting go the need of this and this.
Yeah.
That's what I now practicing. I letting go the need to be stressed or depressed or anxious. Yeah, I letting go the need of that. I cutting all cords with this need.
Yeah, that's so powerful, Dega, because it's the need to. So let's talk about what's the need, right? It's the need to what?
I think it's already this 3D boxes where they put us in, yeah. You just already getting sort of comfortable with in uncomfortable place because the anxiousness, the fear, the stress, yeah. So you feel quite, if you feel like that, it means you feel quite comfortable. Even so, you're not feeling good, but you at least recognize what's going on with you, yeah.
It's that awareness, right?
Mhm.
Right, and that's one of the promises of God coming into full control of your awareness. And you're doing it. You can do it by, oh, see, a need is an attachment, right? A need is an attachment. Well, what is it? What is the need, right? Identify it. What do I think I need, right? It's good to go find out what that thing is. That's why bringing your energy back and not projecting it all on someone else, your needs, your want, whatever, bring it back home and then discover, oh, I have a need to feel in control. I have a need to be loved. It's like, even let's pick on that one, a need to be loved. Okay, let's play with this one. Who here has a need to be loved?
Everyone.
Everyone. But when we realize we're pure love itself, what do you do with that?
We can learn how to love ourselves.
What?
And we can turn it outside.
Yeah, we reflect it.
Yeah.
Right? So, we need to be loved. Okay. Well, why don't we just start with ourselves? Right? Okay, let's pick another need. What's another need that people have in the world or you have?
A need to feel safe.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, so think about that need to feel safe. So when you need to feel safe, how do you project that onto other people?
Probably over trying too much cuddle your kids, your relatives, your family, because you yourself missing this need of being safe. So you try to overdo it while you cuddling everybody else and
Yeah,
trying to
that's
protecting
what,
everybody
yeah,
else.
that is definitely one way that we try to get that particular need met, right? There are other ways, you know. Sometimes people do really bad behaviors, but really all they want, remember that all bad behaviors in the Course in Miracles, we say it's a cry for love, including our own. When we have our own bad behaviors, that's a cry for love. Bring it back home. Come back and gather up the love that is already within you. And if you don't feel like you have any within you, bring your energy back home. That just means you are so you're in. If you think about your energy, and I invite everyone, I think we'll probably do this in meditation. If you can see your, like, everything that you put out is like an energy stream, and it is, by the way, you just can't see it, but it is. So say you are angry, right? You have this angry, and you need there's something you need, right? And so you got this energy that's building up in you, and you make a decision about what you need, right? And then here comes someone in your life, and like now you're going to project, bring that energy and hook it into them, and hopefully try to get your need met. And it's usually by trying to control their behavior, especially in the realm of safety. It's about, it may be trying to control their behavior, their way of thinking, it's like all that energy that we project, and like it goes like a line and it hooks into them. And then we try through words or behaviors to get them to give to you what you need. Who's here's practiced that? We've all practiced that. How does that work? It's terrible for everybody. It does not work, but I see it in the world happening all the time, right? So, okay, so you can see your energy being now hooked into that person. Okay, don't unhook yet. So now, oh, you're having this feeling of anxiousness, right? So in anxiousness, what do we need?
To get present.
Beautiful. So we have a need. We've identified the need. I need to get present. So if we don't bring that energy in and get present to ourselves, what we're going to do is we're going to take the need, and it's going to travel out, and the next victim's coming up, and whoop, we're going to hook into them. And now we expect them to fulfill the need that we have of not being anxious, but to be present. And so we'll use manipulative ways to do that. So that's why I love that very first, what Daga talked about, call back your energy, unhook your energy from wherever you have got it hooked into, whoever. It can be even into a scenario, it can be into a past trauma, all of that. If our energy's hooked there, it's running the show. So call back your energy, call it all back. And when we do that, we may be confronted with ways we've been doing stuff that really don't work for us. And when we hook into others and expect others to fulfill our needs, we're totally missing the whole experience here. Just saying.
Yeah, at the moment this is the time to really bring back your energy, bring and start really projecting what you want to project. Tap into your future, tap into your projects like Morgan and I. We have to tap in. I actually now have a set of my prayers in morning and evening, and after this prayer I have pictures from my healing center every single morning and evening. I'm tapping into this healing center picture, so it's not going away anywhere. I'm bringing it here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And we do that by giving thanks is a great way to do that, right? It's there was one piece I wanted to say about a strategy that we use to get what we think we need, right? It's worry. Worry. Okay. So worry seems kind of benign in a lot of ways. It actually, people think, oh, I care because I worry, right?
Yeah.
No, because no, because what we're doing is we're putting all this beautiful. Who here has worried? Oh, worry. So think about the energy you use to worry. Think about that. Your body, your thoughts, your emotions, man, it's all tangled up in that worry, right? And in our heads, we think, or in our egos, we think that, oh, we care because we worry. No, all you're doing is aligning with the problem, agreeing with the problem, and resonating that problem in a very big way. So I call worry prayer without ceasing.
But actually, if you're thinking about, I never thought about that. It just came to me. That means really what you're doing. Let's say your parents or any other relatives are worrying about you, yeah, whatever reason. What they actually doing, they manifesting a negative outcome,
Yeah,
something to worry about.
things to worry about. Yeah. So rather than if we can take what I say that worry is prayer without ceasing, it is because we can fix on it. Well, what if we turn that right and out of our love for another, we hold them in joy and peace and prosperity. What? Rather than, oh my God, they're going down the wrong path. And I just got, if I could just get in there and talk to them and, help them see. No, that's that worry piece. That's where we begin to project um, our own stuff on them, right? That's all we're really doing. Because if we see them broken, then all we're doing is projecting our own brokenness onto them. Bring back your energy and deal with your own broken energy, and to understand your energy is not broken. You're not broken.
Right. I think worry is, I see worry as future tripping. Same with anxiety. And you think about the state of the world and how many people are worrying out there about the state of the world, and what is it doing for our world?
Manifesting even more to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it comes back to awareness and being aware of what we're doing, and whenever we go outside of ourselves, we're giving our energy away. And it's like, bring it back home and make, and be in a love and presence. And it's about our, there's so much that scientists are realizing these days, and it's about vibration. What vibration are we giving? Worrying, we're doing more damage.
Yep.
And we're actually trying to control something that we really can't control. The only thing we can control is ourselves. And worrying is just future tripping. It's the most wasted energy you can put out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you really think about the kind of energy it is, I mean, think about that, the qualitative energy of it, it's intense. Worry is so intense. And then when
it can stop you from doing what you need to do to take care of yourself, and
it actually stops completely. I remember those moments when I was so worried and tangled up that actually I have to call Morganne, please help me get out of it. Yeah.
Right.
Because with all my techniques, I couldn't manage get out of it, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And then Morganne, with all her wisdom, managed to get me out, yeah. But you are paralyzed. You literally like in some kind of spider web, completely paralyzed.
Yep.
Right.
Can't do anything. Nothing works anymore for you.
Yeah, you're in a trance, and it's like we need to wake up. And it's interesting because they say that the world's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, and we can worry about that, but it's like our job right now is to take care of ourselves and practice really taking care of ourselves, so when it does get worse, we're at a vibration. Can you imagine if everybody's at a really good vibration, and not worrying, and what that would do to our world? I mean, like it's like all the love would make anything that's going wrong much better, and it's I think that's where we need to go these days, is turn within and take care of ourselves first. We can help people out, but it doesn't serve us to worry about them, or try to control them at all, and say that you should do this or you should do that. We're all on this planet for different reasons. And if we try to put our projections on them, or our agendas on them, we're taking away their authenticity to do what they need to do here on earth. And it may be the wrong path that for us, but it's actually the right path for them, because say they fall, but that's the only way they're going to learn is through the falling. We can't protect them because they're not asking for our help. And there's so much that if we're aware of the bigger picture and how much we can, what we can do, it's like when we see the world in chaos, it's like, well, where are we? Yeah. What are we doing here? Because the best thing we can do is clear our own vibration, and it's like a prayer that we put out to the universe, because everything's a vibration.
Yeah.
And if everybody did that, could you imagine what the world would be like?
Yeah, I think that would be, I would like to put worry energy on that. Because it's so powerful, right? It'd be prayer energy though, right? Like,
absolutely.
Right. So while you were talking, these words came up. It's very interesting. I don't know if you can read them. The first one,
I will.
transformation or transformation.
Oh, wow.
So when you were talking about being in a trance, that's where it just popped in my head, is like when we're in a trance, right? When we are mesmerized by the world, or even by our own ego, right? We get in a trance.
Right. Right.
And then we just like, what do we do? Where does our energy go when we're just in a hypnotic trance of being told what to do, when to do? And that's why people are so lost today. They've been told what to do, how to do it for so long. They have not accessed their own beautiful depth of energy that is existing within them. And that's what bringing the energy coming back home, calling your energy back, then we can do this transformation piece, right? To not be afraid of the energy. We directed the energy out, bring it back and find out, wow, that was some powerful energy. Let me discover what that whole thing was about. That's when you transform it. You discover what was it that you needed when you hooked into that person and wanted them to blah, 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 whatever, right? Maybe you want them to make you feel more peaceful, or make you feel more loved, or make you feel whatever, right? It doesn't matter what it is. Bringing that energy back to self stops that trance formation. And then you have the capacity to transform that whatever that energy energy that we had, like anger or angst or worry or anxiety, whatever that energy is, if we bring that all back home and then we realize that that's our energy and bring it to love, you transform that whole piece.
Right.
So you're not. Go ahead.
So I was going to say, think about COVID and the anxiety that came up on people and the hysteria that came up in people. And it was just, most of the time people were doing okay, and yet, people were so worried and anxious that they made themselves sick, like they became more susceptible to COVID because they were just so afraid of it. And it's like that strained energy. And it's like the reality is, and this is why I'm saying it, because I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And we've got to say, okay, where are we in the moment? And then we could pray for other people, but there's something about praying for other people, knowing that, like, if we're okay, we can pray for other people. But it's like, are we worrying about them? Or are we praying for them?
Okay. Yeah. Remember last night we talked about to pray rain or pray for rain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when we pray love, we don't pray for love.
Mm-hmm.
When we pray love, we're evoking the consciousness of love. We become the I am of love. Right?
Right.
If we pray, like I know that whole conversation was, when we pray, well, let's go to the pray rain, right? When I told that story in A Course in Miracles about Greg Braden and his experience of going to the mountains during the drought with a Taos Pueblan. Right. So that's part of my roots. And I had to throw that in there, right? To go, because they've been in drought for a very long time. So they go to a sacred spot. The indigenous man takes off his shoes in reverence, right? Goes to the spot. What's he doing? He was not praying for God to send rain to the people. He wasn't doing that. He went there. He experienced what it was to feel like to be in rain, to have rain, to feel the wetness, to feel the mud on the feet, to feel the wet hair. He became the awareness and the consciousness of rain. So only rain can happen at that point, right? So he got into that imagery, but that's what we do with worry. Worry is just like this counterpart of it, right? So when we worry, what are we doing? We're getting in there and we're thinking about the worst possible scenario. We're thinking about all the calamities. We're thinking about, oh, this is going to be terrible.
And we're future tripping and we're not in the present moment.
Exactly.
And remember something else. When you imagine something bad, just say, so it is.
Okay, and then
And for me, when you, Jeanne, tell about it will get worse before it gets better, I straight away have image what Morganne was telling about this firewalk. You don't need to concentrate. It will be worse before it gets better.
Right.
Because for you, this worse not going to happen. You won't feel this firework. You already imagine. I don't imagine what worse. So many people, my partner sometimes, I watch on news, this one, Some other people, on news there is this one. Where I am is sunshine, unicorn, flowers, but that's
Right.
fine, yeah. I don't know.
And I say that because before I got on, I was listening to something where they were kept on saying it's going to get worse.
They hooked you.
Yeah, yeah. But they hooked me. Like I was aware of it, but then it was like, no, I'm present. I don't have to buy into that.
So what are we called to do? Let me just ask that question. What are we called to do?
I am called to bring abundance, plenty, and prosperity for everyone.
I'm called to love.
Beautiful. So think about that, right? And so you're going to hear, oh, it's going to get worse before. I've heard that. I think a lot of people go, oh, it's going to get worse before it gets better, right? Wow. Oh, that's your reality. Okay, so I'm going to go pray peace. I'm going to go pray love. So my community.
I pray abundance.
You pray abundance. What does that feel like? Get into the whole experience of that. So a couple of weeks ago, I'm walking out here, and it's been beautiful. It's now all the leaves are dropping, so it's not so beautiful. But a couple of weeks ago, it was in its glory. Well, I'm like a little kid a lot of times when I go out and I see the colors and the coolness of the air, and man, I get so into it. And somebody was approaching me, and you could see they were not in the same they were like pissed at the leaves on the ground and the dampness. It's the same thing I was celebrating. They were cursing. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's the way you look at it.
It's totally your point of view, right? So when I bring my point of view, which is, somebody called me one time, you have terminal joyness. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do, right? Who's going to bring the joy? Who's going to bring the love in the presence of what looks like the drought, what looks like the suffering, which looks like it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Right. And now that you're saying that, what I've heard too is that it'll be worse for some people.
Sure, it's going to be. Yeah. And that's why we're here, to help them.
Right.
Because when the dynamic of change, so change is something that people have a really difficult time accepting. And we've seen this in the whole political, you can just kind of watch all this play out, right? Mm-hmm. This change, right? People don't want to change. But the thing is, when we change, I think that we need to know that what actions we're taking is bringing about the change that we want to see in our lives, like love and peace and goodness and all of that. And that's where we need to put our focus. And I have got to read this today out of you're not going to believe this. You are going to believe this. But what's today all about? November 20th, perfect timing, worry. So the little thing here is, we are always in the right place at the right time to learn what we need to know. So that means you call back your energy. You're in the right place. You're like, okay, it was like the 1107, 117. Never mind, I was born at 1107. Like that was brought up too. Like,
oh wow.
It's like, okay, the universe is speaking to me through these numbers, right? Okay. We worry far too much about how to do life. Have I prepared enough for this assignment? Am I the right mate for this particular person? Did I offer the right example to those who look up to me? We may have to stretch our willingness to believe that we are exactly where we need to be all the time. But it's true. The events of our lives are the classroom for our minds. Ooh, ooh, I got to read that one more time. The events of our lives are the classroom for our minds. That's a refreshing idea. It saves us from regret over the past. It gives us hope for the present and the future. The people with whom we come together have something to offer us. If not love, then the opportunity for us to offer it anyway. Every experience is a time for healing. We are always the healers as well as the healed. We are never where we can't be helpful to the others in our midst. And the affirmation is, I can overcome fear today if I remember I am where I need to be.
Beautiful.
Exactly what we've been talking about.
What? Oh my God, I love it. I got goosebumps everywhere. That, it's just, we're in the right place. These are the messages. These are God's promises to us. This, it's like, let's put our energy and I focus on that, and yeah. Anyway, so can we do a little short meditation? I see it's 10:27.
Of
We're
course.
okay, beloveds. Oh my God, this was such a beautiful conversation today. And so let's just take all that energy of this beautiful conversation and bring it inside. So on your in breath, also allow your eyes to close. So go with me. In breath in, close your eyes to the outer world. And just let that breath come in and bathe your lungs with beautiful oxygen. Just let it in, feel it expanded. And then on the out breath, let your body just relax and accept it. And feel into the relaxation. Feel into the acceptance. Let's take another present breath in. Like we're being so present to this breath that we can feel it and experience it. So a beautiful breath in, and feel it and experience it as you do so. See where it lands in your lungs. So take a breath in. And hold that breath for a moment. Be in the holding. What does it feel like to hold it? Keep holding. Keep holding. Is there desire to let it go? Keep holding. What's coming up? Stay holding. And then gently let your breath go. And just bring your breath to just your own natural breathing rhythm. And imagine that you're one beautiful energy unit, because you are. And if you can use your imagination to see yourself, what that looks like as an energy movement, an energy unit, a dynamic expression of life. Try not just to see your body, but to see yourself as pure energy. Be present to your own energy. Breathe in. And relax on the out breath. And in this, knowing that you are pure energy, look at where your energy extends out to touch other situations or other people? Who do you extend your energy to? Or what situations do you extend your energy to? And see that energy flow out from you and attach to whatever it is. And when you attach, check in. How does that feel to extend my energy to this or to that? And then see yourself unhook your energy from this or that and bring it back to yourself. With a breath in, bring your energy back. On the out breath, let your energy just integrate within you. Just sense and feel what it feels like to bring your energy back home, back to you. And in this place of bringing your energy back to you, how do you want your energetic self to be reflected in the world? Just think about that. This would be your purpose work. Why am I here? So think about, what is the energy you want to reflect out into the world? Is it a reflection of peace or love or plenty, goodness, joy? And if it is, tap into that. Whatever it is, bring your awareness to that. Take a deep breath in and integrate that in. And on the out breath, let it burst into an energetic glow around you. Releasing that dynamic energy of love or peace or whatever it is you want to reflect into the world, using your energy appropriately, not hooking into others, but coming in, bringing that dynamic energy within, and then reflecting that beautiful energy out. And we're going to do it another time because this is just a beautiful exercise. What is your dream of how your perfect world would be? Let's do this one. Think about your world and how that'd be so perfect, where you feel loved and good and have all you need. Just go there, not as worry, but as it's an isness. This is what's really happening. Feel into how that feels in your body, how it feels in your mind. And just bring that with a breath in, anchor that expression that you want to be in the world, that impossibility that you see in the world, the goal, like the fire walk. What is the focus is not the fire walk, it's being on the other side, unharmed and loved and excited. So what is your fire walk? What is it that you want to bring to the world? What's on the other side? And then breathe that in. Anchor it into your own energetic matrix. And on the out breath, let it beam out to the world. So that you walk with this air around you of peace and love and joy. And as you interact with everyone else in your days and in your life, to just be present to really who you are, your energy, and how you want to release and reflect that energy back out into the world. Breath in and relax on the out breath. Beautiful work today, everyone. So take this exercise into your daily practices, into your awareness. Just practice what it is you truly want to be in the world and bring your energy back to yourself. Use that energy that might have been for getting your needs met, but bring it back for the transformation of how you really want to use your beautiful energy. So, everyone, on a big breath in, and as we breathe in and as we breathe out, open your eyes and come present and use this as a beautiful tool this week to be aware what you hook into and be aware of where you are in the present moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Morganne. Jeanne, do you have something to say?
Thank you, Morganne. That was beautiful. And thank you to Dega as well, and everyone that's on this. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you, ladies, for
Oh,
joining.
no, we won't.
No, not next
It's
week.
Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to both of you.
Thank you. You too.
And we
still
meet
have it.
after 1 week, after 2 weeks. So that's on the 7th of December, I believe.
And you're not going to love this. I'm not going to be available. I think that's the day. Hang on. I will be escorting a first grade class to the aquarium, I think. How fun is that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Oh, no, it's so the next time after that is the 4th. And yeah, that's so I'm going to miss 2 times.
You
Unless
missed it 2
unless
times.
we want to shift it to another day on that last week.
Like, okay,
We can do that after the live.
we will talk later. Have a good few weeks, everybody, and see you next time. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, subscribe to my YouTube and Rumble channels, and see you next time. God bless.